Hi, today we're going to be making a crochet hanging plant holder. I'm using double knit wool and a 3.5mm crochet hook. You can use different sizes of either of these, but just be aware that obviously it will come out a slightly different size compared to the one that I'm making. The first thing we're going to do is to create a slip knot. Put the slip knot on your hook, and now we're going to chain stitch 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're now going to slip stitch into the start to create a loop, and the first row we are going to be working back into the center of this loop. To create the first round we are going to chain 12. So 1, 2, 3, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to wrap the yarn 4 times around the crochet hook. Now you may need to hold this as it's the first row, it sometimes slips, so if you hold the base of your work and wrap this 4 times, we're going to insert the hook into the center of that loop. We are going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 yarn over, pull through 2. So then we create this little triangle shape, and we are finishing at the top, ready to create the next vertical line. So then we're going to chain stitch another 6. And then again we're going to wrap 4 times into the base of the circle, slip stitch and pull it through, wrap the yarn, pull through 2, 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 wrap the yarn and pull through 2. So what we are doing with this is we are matching the 6 single crochets or thereabouts to create quite an equal triangle shape. So we have 1, 2, 3 spokes. We're going to have a total of 6. So we're going to repeat the chain 6 and then the 4 wrap crochet all the way around until we have the 4 spokes. So the next is the chain 6. The 4 wraps into the base, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 yarn over, through, chain 6. One, 2, 3, 4. Pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and then yarn over, pull through 2. I'm going to do another chain 6. And then we're going to do our final 4 wrap. 2, 3, 4. Insert it into the base, yarn over, pull through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2, wrap. Now we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spokes. All that's left to do is create another chain 6, and we're going to slip stitch into the 6th chain up to create a complete circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll count 6 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And we're going to insert the hook, yarn over, pull it through, and pull that one through there to create the finished base. So there you have your 6 spokes. For this next row we are going to chain 12. And then we are going to insert the hook into the top of this vertical spoke, and what we want to do is catch, rather than putting it into this section here where there's a large gap, we're going to insert it via this vertical post also, and then back, so that it catches a little bit more where we want it to be. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through the 2 stitches, and that creates a nice little triangle above on the new row. And we're going to repeat that all the way around so that we have an additional 6 triangles in the opposite direction to the first row's triangles. So we chain 12, insert into the base, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, chain 12, and then for this final one we are going to insert into the base next to the other vertical, and we're going to go through the middle, and then we make sure to go down so that it doesn't pull up through the other stitches. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2, and that completes that row. So once we have completed that row, we're just going to cut the tail, and we're just going to pull that through and pull it tight. So the first 2 rows you will have a shape that looks like this. These tails obviously need to be woven in, but the basic shape is here. So there's the basic shape, hopefully you can see it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to reattach. This is a good time if you want to use a different colour, you can reattach at the point of one of these triangles, and we are going to chain 16 after joining here. We're going to chain 16 again. We're going to be going up and then back down, and then the 6th stitch here we are going to crochet into, and then again 16 crochet into the 6th stitch all the way around to create a slightly larger triangle shape around the existing one. So we're going to insert the hook at the base of the, we need to make sure we go under both, yarn over, pull through, and then we're just going to pull that through once more and pull that tight so that we are joined on at the top of the triangle. Now we are going to chain 16. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to crochet into the 6th stitch on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to insert the hook under both legs, yarn over, pull through, and then once more yarn over and pull through. And then we're going to chain another 16. And once more we're going to join it back in the start where we joined on. So we're going to insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, and we're just going to slip stitch that. And then I'm going to again cut the yarn and pull it through. So we have the new set of triangles. Now, depending on how big you want to make this, you repeat the 16 crochets, joining on at the 8th stitch on this row, because this chain is obviously 16, so we're going for halfway. So we count to the 8th row, join on the crochet, join on the yarn, and then we are going to crochet again 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, and then you can repeat that row for as many times as you want to make it taller. But to be honest, I'm going to probably just do it 2 more times, as that's the base of my pot, and with the sides coming up I only want it to be about this tall, so I'm going to do 2 more rows and then I will come back to you when it's done. Now that I've completed 5 rows, so I have done 3 rows of chain 16s, you can see the sides are starting to lift up into the shape. Obviously this goes taller than it looks, and it will be under tension once we thread. Start with a slip stitch, and we're going to join on halfway again. So we're going to go halfway, it's going to join on, with the yarn over, pull through, and I'm just going to slip stitch that. So now I'm going to chain 12. And then I'm going to count to the 8th along. I'm going to yarn through to the posts. If I can. Yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through. I'm just going to chain another 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and then we'll do the same thing again. And yarn over, pull through. So we're going to yarn over. through, and we're just going to join that with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to trim that off so we can check top, and this is where we're going to attach 4 strings coming up to support the pot. And as you can see, there are 4 here, and these are the 4 that I'm going to attach the vertical strings to. I'm going to create a slip knot, and then I'm going to insert the hook into that join under the 2, yarn over, pull through that again, just to attach the, about drop in the yarn preferably, so pull that through. Now we're attached back on again. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to chain, I'd say 20 to start with. 2, 3, 20. So I'm probably going to want about twice that length, so I'm going to do another 20, so it'll be 40 in total. Let's do 40, which I'm going to do 50, just to be on the safe side. I can always shorten it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Right, so that is 50 in total. I'd say that's a good length, so we've got a nice long piece here. I'm going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the base of that first stitch. The first of the 8 stitches, that is. I'm just going to slip stitch, and then we've got a little loop created so I can hang it up. And now I'm just going to wrap the yarn around, pull it through, just create an extra bit of strength there, and then I'm going to go under the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and I'm going to do that 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this just reinforces that loop so that we've got a nice strong loop. If you want to make it more pretty, you can certainly go around it again in a more decorative stitch, but that will give you a nice strong base to work with. So now back to the start. I'm just going to chain another 50 now. So now we've got to the 50, we're just going to join it back down, and we're just going to slip stitch into the base of the next one along. I'm just going to slip that there, and then I'm just going to wrap that round and pull it through, and then going to cut that and pull it all the way through so that when I pull that it will lock that in. So that's 2 of the handles, and now we're just going to do the last 2. So we'll flip it over to the other side, and then I'll attach it, insert the hook. So yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the slip stitch, pull that tight, and then we're just going to chain 50. Right, so we're back up to the top of this because we've done our 50, and then we're going to insert the hook into the centre, and then I'm going to yarn over between these 2, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through, and then that will attach the next string in the middle of the other 2. Then we're going to chain another 50 back down again and attach it to the last part. $49.50, and then we're just going to go back down, and that final part we can attach. So we're going to insert the hook under 2, yarn over, pull it through and slip, oops, and that's just going to slip stitch, and we're going to yarn over and put it through, cut the tail, pull that all the way through to secure that final. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to sew in the tails. Find the tails, thread the tail onto your needle, so thread that through, and then what you're going to do is you're going to trace back, then I'm going to go back down. I'm just going to weave in and out a little bit. And pull that through. And then I'm just going to chop the last of it off at the flush with that so that it's hidden in the wood, and tidy up all of the other loose threads, and I'll meet you back when we're done. So that's the main body of the holder, and then we've got the long strings here.